BMT at a glance. It's 8.5 weeks long. They're talking about shortening it, but I went through. It was 8 weeks, 8.5 weeks. I got there on a Thursday, and a lot of people get there on Wednesday, depending on when you're flying in. I came in on a Thursday. First night, you do your initial in-processing. They give you a couple pieces of mandatory equipment that you're going to keep on you at all times, and they check your feet, the size of your feet, as well as what kind of arch you have, and that plays in later on. So 0 night, you get to the dorms, you do some more paperwork, direct depositing forms, your wingman card, and they tell you some information, what squadron you're in, what your flight number is. And then you're assigned to a bed and a locker. You go to the locker, you tell you, get on your knees and choke yourself with the chain that's attached to the key to the lock. The lock is already prepared. Everything that's in that drawer, that's a security drawer, everything that's there, right there when you get there, are your items. You own them. You've paid for them, or you will be paying for them the first time you go to the mini mall. So 0 week, rather that first night, you do that, and once you have that, they'll tell you, hey, strip down and take a shower. For a lot of people, some people have never showered before, so it's a little, uncomfortable, I guess, for some people. And then you, once you take a shower, you go to bed, and that's it. You wake up the next morning. That first week, you wake up a little later. Usually you wake up at Reveille every day, which is 4:45. Unless there's something else going on, you might wake up later, but most times it's 4:45. So that first initial week, you're getting everything done. So you go on immunizations, you're getting shots, you're getting to meet your MTIs, you learn basic marching, basic courtesies, so you know how to handle yourself. You're also told what's expected of you, what you need to keep on you at all times, your mandatory items, and you do everything else that you can think of. You get your issue, you get your gear. The first week, you'll be, or most of that week, at least for us, because it was a holiday, we was a little behind, so we was wearing civilian clothes a little longer, like 4 days. You get your first issue, so you get all your ABUs, your boots, your uniform items, everything that you're gonna need. During that period, you're gonna be breaking in your boots, so you're gonna be walking around half the day with boots on, half the day with tennis shoes, and that's how a lot of times people distinguish you. They call them sneaker weekers, because they don't want you to wear your boots all day long and mess your feet up, get blisters and things like that. So that's pretty much the first week is getting all that. I got about 6 shots, and then once you get done that first week, towards the end of that week, they're gonna assign your student leaders, so dorm chief, element leaders. I'll go into that later on in another video probably. Once you've picked that, I was dorm chief, so I was like the head honcho, I guess you could call it. I was in charge of everybody in there when the MTL wasn't around, and anytime they needed something, they came to me. All the positions are assigned, and you start getting acclimated to being there. So the first day of training will be, it goes by weeks. So the first week you begin your training. Your training on that first week is going to be a lot of classes and everything, learning all different sorts of things, because you're going to wind up having an EOC, which is an end of course test, where they test you on everything that you've learned up to that point. So you have to take notes. Everything's pretty regimented. There's a certain way you go about entering classroom, reporting the class, and actually taking notes. Do not fall asleep in class. It will fucking bite you in the ass. Get up. If you get tired, get up, go in the back of the room. Throughout the first several weeks, you're going to be doing a number of different things. You're going to do FEST, which is weapons, how to use your weapon as a melee weapon, basically. So if you don't have ammo or someone's too close for you to shoot, how to protect yourself. You also do self-aid buddy care, SABC. You do challenging. When you have to challenge somebody, you also learn about entry control procedures, which you'll have to do. Unless you're an element leader or a dorm chief, you don't have to really do that too often. When you get to your, I believe it was 5th or 6th week, you go to Beast, which is basic expeditionary airman survival tactics, something like that, where you're going to be staying out in tents and you're learning different things. You do combatives, a little intro into combatives, and it's more like being in a deployed location, so you get that sense, because not everybody's going to get further training in that. If you're services, you probably won't have to use that ever. So you also do qualifications where you fire we shot M16s. You go to there's a week of CADM where you learn how to fire M16, how to use it. You also issued during this whole time, you'll have a dummy rifle that you get to practice disassembling and proper handling of a firearm if you've never held a rifle. 7th week, you're going to be doing a lot of warrior flight stuff. There's honor flight and warrior flight. And it's all based on a point system, so it's just basically a way to say, hey, this is the best flight, this is the best flight, which is honor flight. So best PT scores, best inspections, all that plays into it. So that's what you're going to do 7th week. Your 8th week is when you're preparing for graduation. So you've probably done parade practice before now, but you're going to start doing a whole lot more parade practice, a lot more coin ceremony challenge, which is retreat, and that was for me the culmination of everything was when I got my airman's coin. You get your airman's coin and you're officially considered an airman in the United States Air Force. You're no longer a trainee, because the entire time they're going to call you a trainee, you're going to probably hate it. You get tired of hearing them saying trainee whatever. It's kind of demeaning, but the goal is to break you down. Here's the thing, it's not that challenging if you just apply yourself. When they tell you something, you pay attention, and you have to pay a greater amount of attention to everything you do, because they're looking for the small minor things, especially in the Air Force, because it's all the small things that matter in the end, and it could result in life and death. In the end, was it very difficult? No, the training wasn't difficult. The physical rigor of it wasn't difficult. It's more the mental side. It was annoying, at least for me. I'm older. I'm older joining the Air Force. So being around a lot of 18-year-olds, and I hadn't been around 18-year-olds in a long time, it proved to be kind of difficult and more so annoying than anything else. I met some really good people. I saw a lot of growth in people. It wasn't that difficult. Like being up a long time. You wake up 04:45 and you're going to sleep at 2100. And in that time you have details, you have classes, you have practice. Later on in training, after Beast, you get a lot of downtime. You get a lot of time where you're not doing anything. And this is time you need to apply yourself, because this is what's going to pay out in the long run, and as far as what you take from the entire ordeal. So, would I do it again? Fuck no. Did I learn things? Yes, I did. Did I learn things about myself? Yes, I did. I learned more about the sort of person I am, my own form of leadership, how I go about doing things, the things that make me tick a little bit, and just it's an awesome and surreal feeling to know that you're part of something bigger than yourself, and that there's people that's counting on you. So if you have any questions, concerns, just leave it in the comment sections or inbox me. If I get enough responses, I'll make a video detailing that specifically, because there's a lot more than I could really put into a video right now. It's already 10 minutes, and I barely even scratched the surface. So if you have those questions, let me know, and I'll try to post them. Like always, like, comment, subscribe, And I'll get back to y'all later. Peace. Y'all be easy.